Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from MyChartCoach.com, and we're going to take a look at some of the ticker symbols that are in play today. Okay, a couple of the old school names here. First up, DRYS. All right, nice follow through today for DRYS. If you look down here, yesterday it bounced this white candle here. Notice there were multiple red candles in a row. As you can see, the candles are riding this pink line lower, which is EMA4, and the close yesterday above EMA4 was a signal that it was back in play. And so today there was nice follow through. It closed above the next resistance level, which was EMA8 at 178. So the close today above EMA8 is putting EMA13 at 217 on deck. If they can get above that level, then we're talking about a potential run up here to the middle Bollinger Band, currently at 278. So this is a nice two-day move for DRYS. We can see. Let's see here if it can continue following through. There was nice volume behind the move today. It held up. It didn't sell off end of day. Our RSI and it is above 30, but it's well below 50, and you still have FASTO here at oversold levels. So if it breaks above 20, that'll be a signal the chart is heating up. So if DRYS turns EMAs 4 and 8 into support, and if you see the pink line cross the green line to the upside, the lime line, that's going to be a signal that the bounce play is still strong. If there's a close back below EMA 4, that will signal downside risk and possible continuation of the downtrend. Okay, let's take a look at RGSE. Okay, this is another old school name here that's back in play. You've got RSI was below 30 at oversold levels for a really long time. It just broke above 30 today. Same thing with FASTO, below 20 on FASTO is oversold, just broke above 20 today. So if it can stay above both levels, that will be a signal that the chart is heating up. Notice on ADX, minus DI, the red line, is pinched with plus DI, the green line. A crossover would be a signal the chart is heating up. Okay, so this is what happened today. There was a bounce and a close above EMAs 4 and 8. That's the pink and green lines. Notice how they're pinched. If the pink line crosses the green line to the upside, that's going to be an early reversal signal. Now, in order to head higher, RGSE is going to have to close above EMA 13 in the middle Bollinger Band. If it can close above the middle Bollinger Band at 180, that could be a signal, possible start of a new uptrend. Fail to turn the middle Bollinger Band into support and close back below EMAs 4 and 8, and that'll be signaling a continuation of the downtrend. Notice how during this entire drop, the candles were riding EMA 4 resistance lower. So the close above is signaling more upside potential. The last two closes above were on these two black candles here. The black candle was signaling downside risk. A black candle forms when the open it's up on the day, but it closes below the open. This is the open, and this is the close. And so today it actually bucked the trend, and it had a bullish close. So this is the first close above the EMA 8 in many weeks, and so this is signaling more upside potential. So keep an eye on our RGSE, and we'll see if it can follow through. It does have a nice volume spike today, pinched over here on plus DI and ADX, so we'll see if it'll cross over. Okay, let's take a look at SPXX. Okay, this is the S&P bear 3 times. We had looked at this chart last week, and I think it's a good idea to take a look at this again. As you can see, it's coming off of the lows down here at the start of March. It came up here and it hit EMA 13, which is the orange line, and it pulled back. Notice how I was just talking on the last chart about EMAs 4 and 8 being pinched and then having the crossover. Notice how they're pinched right here. Notice how the pink line and the green line are converged. If the pink line crosses the green line to the upside and the candle's right above both levels higher, that'll be a signal that a new uptrend is starting. So bulls want to see that pink line cross above. The middle Bollinger Band here is the key level to break at 918. In order for this bear ETF to get going, it needs to turn the middle Bollinger Band into support and start a new uptrend. Okay, so the big volume spike here on the first trading day was the load. If it fails to break the middle Bollinger Band and it closes below EMAs 4 and 8, that's going to be a signal that the chart's cooling down, and it will be a risk to hold. The bullish crossover on MACD. Notice how the black line crossed the blue line to the upside on both time frames was a signal that a new uptrend could be starting, along with the parabolic star dots flipping below the candles. So those are all signals that the chart is heating up. Notice you have FASTO now above 50. RSI broke above 30, so it's heating up. If you can get RSI above 50, that would be another signal the chart is building strength. Okay, let's look at ICLD. This is really heated up since it's dropped down to the OTC. This now trades over the counter. Notice when it was trading on the big boards, it had this long downtrend going, and then it tried to get above it, the middle Bollinger Band here in the first week of February. It failed. The downtrend continued, and then it started this uptrend the first week of March. You had a parabolic SAR bullish flip. You had the bullish crossover on MACD on both time frames. The real key were these big volume bars. The big volume was a signal that this had more upside potential. Volume is cooling down a little bit here as the share price is getting higher, but it is continuing to ride higher. The big key was this close right here above the 50-day simple moving average. Notice the green line. There hadn't been a close above that in a very long time. It turned into support, and now the share price is pushing higher. That's putting the 100-day simple moving average at 0.0366 is our next target. As long as candles keep riding EMA4 support higher, notice they've been riding this entire time, then this chart is going to be super strong. If you see a close below EMA4, that's going to be a signal the chart is cooling down. You might see a retest of the 50-day simple moving average. As long as candles continue forming above the middle Bollinger Band, which is the dotted purple line, then the uptrend should continue. You might see consolidation if it fails to break resistance. Currently, it's got to break through this support zone. This was support, and so look how many days it hit this level at 0.030. So 3 is going to be the big level to break. If it can break above that, you could see a run to the 100-day simple moving average. So iCloud has been very strong. Another strong play today was CLSN. This was up nearly 50%. Notice it closed above 50 on RSI. FASTO, it closed above 80, so the chart's really heating up. Notice the bullish crossover here, the green line crossing the red line to the upside. That's showing the bulls are taking control on ADX. Okay, this chart here is interesting. It had this big gap down back here in February. Notice it opened. This was the close, and then it opened down here. Actually, it opened way down here, and it closed above the open. That's why you have this open red candle. Why the red candle isn't filled like these candles here. This is the open on this candle, and this is the close. And so what happened on the gap down? It created this resistance line, the bottom of the gap, and there was a break above that level today, and above the middle Bollinger Band, and it ran all the way up here, and it filled the gap. The lower wick here is the bottom of the gap. It broke that level, and it closed above the 50-day simple moving average at 0.33. So the key level to hold now is this green line. Bulls want to see that level turn into support. Back here, it didn't turn into support, and it pulled back, and it continued the downtrend. So a bullish change in trend would be candles staying above the green line, and then then I'd have to get through the upper Bollinger Band here, but that would eventually put the 100-day simple moving average at 57 on deck. This could be starting a new uptrend as long as this middle Bollinger Band holds at 27. If you see resistance here at the 50-day simple moving average, it'll pull back and it'll test this middle Bollinger Band. It could get a bounce off that and then retest the 50 and break through. We'll just see how it responds here and if it can follow through. This is the first day of this move. Notice it was on a big volume spike. So there was a bullish crossover on MACD. There was one earlier on the 8, 13, and 5. Check out the green dots. There was a parabolic SAR bullish flip. Notice how long they had been above the candles, way up here during the downtrend. Now they flipped above. That's signaling a potential change in trend. So let's see if CLSN can follow through. Okay, keep an eye on PIP. Okay, this is another chart that's heating up. Notice how fast RSI here and FASTO just broke above 50 and into the bull zone. Many times when you see them just breaking in, that signals the beginning of a run. As long as they stay above 50, the chart will be strong. If it breaks back below 50, that'll signal that it's cooling down. Okay, keep an eye here on the ADX for a bullish crossover on plus DI. If it can get above 80, the black line here, the ADX, that'll be signal that it's breaking out. Similar to back here. Remember, check out the last time that happened. Okay, was back here, and then this big run followed, and so that's what we're looking for here. We're going to see if maybe a new uptrend can begin. There was a bounce down here off the 50-day simple moving average. Notice 6 red candles in a row, hit the 50-day simple moving average and bounced off that level. So take note, the 50-day simple moving average, when tested during a downtrend, many times you'll see a technical bounce off that level. It's held. There was a close above the EMA4 yesterday. See how it had been resistance during the entire drop. The close above signaled more upside. Now we've got follow through. And so there's a close above EMAs 4 and 8 today. Notice how EMAs 4 and 8 are pinched. You want to see the pink line cross the green line on the upside, and then you want to see a close above the middle Bollinger Band here at 92. If it can close above the middle Bollinger Band and turn that level into support, it could start a new uptrend, and then that would put the close over here on the 7th of February as the key level to break, just above 135. Okay, this chart's heating up. Notice how volume's picking up. This was the biggest volume day since back here in the last run. So always follow the volume. That is the key. And check out the 8, 13, and 5 MACD. There was a bullish crossover today, so that's another signal the chart is heating up. Okay, check out SXE. This will be the last chart in this video. This was breaking out today on the daily chart. We posted that today online. And when stocks are breaking out on the daily chart, we'd like to look at the weekly chart to see where the next resistance level is. So that this chart, instead of being a daily chart and each candle representing 1 day of time frame, each candle on this chart represents 1 week time frame. And so notice that this has been on a multi-week run. Okay, so you've got the 7 white candles in a row. You know, once again, they're riding EMA4 support higher. This is a super strong uptrend. This close right here above the green line, the 50-week moving average, and above the middle Bollinger Band, that was your bull signal. Okay, notice how this green line, there hadn't been a close above that level in a super long time. Notice how the candles had been below the middle Bollinger Band, the dotted purple line. The close above both levels, that was your signal that this was good for a swing trade, for a longer term swing trade. If you loaded on this first week on the bull signal, you could have still been riding, because notice candles have been above EMA4 for this entire run. This is the type of longer term swing trade chart that we like to look for. This is what I'm talking about when you've got a good bullish long term play. Okay, so you've got the bullish daily chart that's showing the breakout, but you have this very strong uptrend on the weekly chart. That makes it a better longer term hold. Okay, now the next target is the 100-week moving average, currently at 403. Okay, that's going to be the next key level to break. You know, it is hitting some resistance from back here in December 2015. It's going to need to break that zone. It's hard to see on this chart, but there is a hammer forming today, a hammer forming during an uptrend. Okay, so that is a red flag. If a hammer did form tomorrow, that could form a hanging man, and which is a bear setup. So you know, this could be getting a little frothy here. As long as EMA4 is holding, the chart is very strong. If you see a break below EMA4, it could drop down to EMA8 at 279. As long as candles are forming above the middle Bollinger Band and the 50-day simple or 50-week simple moving average, then this uptrend is super strong and it should continue. If you get a close below those levels, then it'll be the signal that something is broken and to look for a reload lower. Okay, so thank you very much for viewing these charts. Check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com. Thank you.